Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We're playing a Demon Spawn Summoner of Dithmenos, practicing for week 7 of the Crawl Sudden Death Challenge, and we made it to the lair. We are in. If this were the real tournament, we would have 1 point. Not the most exciting start, but, you gotta get points sometime. I shouldn't have identified that one, I knew it was curing. I just identified the first potion in my list without thinking about being sure it was curing, that's still useful. Compared to just thinking it's probably curing. So one thing I do want to keep an eye on in this game that I normally don't is what level I am and how much experience. Obviously you sort of keep an eye on it, but yowza. But I want to... Geez, Lair is scary at level 9. I want to... Help! I want to get my first rune before I hit level... I might be dead here. This is terrible. What can I do? Let's drink haste. That'll help. This is just a lot of stuff here. Drink agility too? I think no. It ought to be alright. Yeah? Can I summon an ice beast maybe? That's a little risky. But if it works, it's pretty good. I'll try it. Nope. Try again? Got him. I still have a wolf, that's good. Now I don't. Just kill the black mamba and I'll be fine. There goes the giant frog. There goes the black mamba. Alright. I think the haste was well worth it there. Was quite justified in using it. What was I talking about? I want to keep an eye on my level because I want to get my first rune at level 15 or lower for the tournament bonus challenge this week. Which as a summoner and a demon spawn is more achievable than it usually would be. Both of those things make you gain experience more slowly. Man, all these threats are red, which is quite reasonable. I'm level 9. You don't usually... I'm not used to being in the lair at level 9. Oh, they hurt so much. Just be dead. We got him. And, to compensate for that, of course, we get, you have summons. That's the advantage. I'm actually going to train some ice magic. Turn off dodging. I want those ice beasts available. That helped a lot against the black mamba. Something that's poison resistant. And, has more health and all this great stuff. I'll still want to use wolves a lot. Staff of Summoning. Right? Please? Whoa! Did not expect that. That's pretty good. Maybe I slow down on the pole arms. Staff of Summoning is not a very good melee weapon. But it does make your summoning spells more powerful. Yeah, those are pretty good. I just need to get I need to make sure that my fail rate for Ice Beast is not dangerously high. And once you summon it, it'll stay high level, right? That's something that has to do with when you create them. I don't have to like keep the staff out to make sure my summons stay strong. I could use a little bit of spell casting as well. It's not really a big deal. But we got we got a ward even. Like that's better than a wolf. This is pretty cool. Fire resistance. That's nice. Sure. So that's our other tier 2? Oh, wait. One of these must be a tier 3. Like, is Night Stalker a tier 3, maybe? Because we have all of our mutations now. Right? Body Slot is the antennae. Scales are the bone plates. Demonic Guardian is a tier 2. Heat Resistant, I think, is the tier 3, right? Because it turns into, like, boiling blood or whatever it is. Or maybe it turns into the Hellfire one. I don't remember. Either way, it's pretty strong. Partly explored, can't reach some places. This forest is like, whatever. I don't really care that much. Let's just go downstairs. Hello, die. Alright. And let's train a little spellcasting, I guess. An Ice Beast and a Wolf. Wow, that Komodo Dragon hits so hard. But, you know, yeah. So see, I used like all my MP just taking care of that one Komodo Dragon. Which, I mean, Komodo Dragons are very dangerous for us, so that makes sense. I'm just explaining like why I think I need some spellcasting. Demonic Guardian is not very impressive right now at level 1 in Lair. It's just summoning like imps, which we already have the ability to summon more powerful stuff than that. I wonder if it's just like not that good on a summoner because you can already summon more stuff, whereas other guys have no way to summon things, and so even little summons to distract enemies are really useful. I don't know. But I think that the Staff of Summoning is a big help here. We just have to remember to like not mix it up too much. That's like an idiom for like rough and tumble fighting stuff, right? Isn't it? Like mixing it up. I know that can also mean just like changing things around. But I think it means like getting into altercations. Maybe I'm wrong, and it doesn't mean that. But I said it the other day, and then I was like, wait a minute, does that really mean what I mean it to mean? I'm not sure. So do I want to train staff usage? Probably not. Not for a Staff of Summoning. You shouldn't be hitting things with this. It's like, staves are like very weak maces, but a lot of staves have powerful effects. Like, I mean, even this one has a powerful effect that your summons are more powerful, right? That's great. But, I mean, most staves are enhancer staves of some kind. Like this one enhances summoning, there's Staff of Fire, which enhances fire, and so on. But the conjuration-oriented staves also do extra melee damage of their element type based on like how skilled you are at that element. So like a fire elementalist can comfortably use a Staff of Fire as their weapon, even though a staff is like basically just a club, which is a terrible, terrible weapon. But it's like, it's a club that let's just get a new org. It's a club that does a ton of fire damage when you hit with it for a fire elementalist. Whereas for us, it's just a club. I mean, that's a slight exaggeration because even a Staff of Summoning does have an impact effect. But the effect is like, if you hit a summoned thing with it, someone else's summon, then that summon gets abjured. Which is relatively strong against summoned things, although not that great, honestly. But against non-summoned things like we're fighting now, it's just completely useless. And, most staffs give you a resistance, too. Like a Staff of Fire makes you resistant to fire and vulnerable to ice. What about a Staff of Summoning, you might ask? Well, it makes summoned enemies not want to attack you as much. Which, again, is like just totally useless in Lair. I should not be getting quite so close to this Spiny Frog, probably. It's hard to feel fear when you're a summoner. With like a Staff of Summoning and Ice Beast. Not that like Ice Beast is that. Okay, so like that's something I can fear. I can fear Hydras. I'm still capable of feeling fear, evidently. I'm sort of tempted to go over there and try to overwhelm him with summons, but I don't think that's actually the right thing to do. So I won't. Which, like that right there, what I just did, I exercised a skill, which is when you recognize what the right thing to do is, to do it. That's a very different skill from finding the right thing to do, but it's just as important. Arguably, perhaps more so, because you can be wrong about what the right thing to do is sometimes, but at least if you actually do the thing that you think is best, you can only blame your judgment at the end if you end up dying. If instead you figure out what you think is best and then do something else, there's lots of things you maybe should improve. Like, if you judge what's best and you do it and you die, you know how to fix your game, right? Which is by better judging what was best. What was safest. But if you judge what you think was best and then don't do it, and then you die, like, how do you address that? Do you get better at judging what was best? Maybe you were right all along, and you should have just done the thing you thought was best, and you would win. What is going on? There's a disturbance in here, which I presume is that eel, right? Hello? No, it's a crocodile. Alright. I guess I'm just stealthy enough. Thanks, Dithmenos. Wow, that stealth is pretty up there, considering we haven't trained any stealth ever. Or like maybe you just are like you die that way, right? And then you're like, what do I do better? Maybe I should just be more careful, which is like not a useful diagnosis. You should be more careful in every game of Crawl, no matter what ends up happening to you. So I don't know. I think it's sort of useful to back your judgment, because if you don't, it's just so hard to improve. Whereas if you do, you can honestly say to yourself, like, here's what went wrong. Why was I wrong about the situation I got into that I thought it was okay and it wasn't, or whatever. I don't like Spiny Frogs. Help. Summons, please. See, that's the thing. Like, I can just shuffle to the other side of some summons, and now instead of me being in a terrible situation, this Spiny Frog's in a terrible situation. Why are you guys? You don't have to kill the fungus. It's fine. I must have attacked it or something. Made them think it was an enemy. I don't like a death yak at all. Let's just say no to all of this whole place. And don't wake up the hippogriff. He'll wake up the death yak as well. Did I not exclude the Hydra? I really should have. How's Ice Beast doing? 10%, pretty good. What book is this? I don't know, right? I would like that book, though. All right, maybe I will try the Hydra, because I want a book. Yeah, I can have 3 of them. All right. All right, everybody, go get him. I'm going to pick up this book. That hurt, and I am not allowed to use this book. But we got him. Good work, team. All right, drop the book. Dithmenos would not approve. So I summoned like I put everything I had into that guy, which is like just how you should be treating Hydras if you're going to fight them at all. Although usually it's better not to fight them at all. I can stop training Ice Magic. It's doing fine, and then like just get back to summonings instead. Another Death Yak. Didn't put the exclusions far enough. Yeah, I don't want to fight. 1 Death Yak would maybe be all right, but 2 is just way too much. And there's probably more than 2. So maybe we can get to the Ice Cave this episode and then just finish it off there. So we've made it like halfway through Lair already, which is, things are going pretty fast. You know, this character is just so much more pleasant to play than the one I was playing last week. I'm not, I don't know, partly it's because of like the character, right? Summoners are just pretty easy. And we've gotten some kind of nice stuff, and Demon Spawn are fun. But it's also because of the no melee thing I was trying to do last week. All right, very distant from up here. Good to know. I'm going to try and triangulate on this ice cave, because it would be nice to find some ice resistant, or some cold resistance. Although the fact that I am like getting so low on health is very distant from here too. Well, we haven't gotten very far, so... Yeah, I feel like I can't... I don't want to rest, because I'll lose the ice cave. But I'm also dangerously low on health. So I have to be very careful of enemies. As a summoner, I can kill a lot of stuff without risking losing any hit points at all. Ah, found an ice beast. So this should be... Yeah. This should be where the ice cave is. There's no other reason for a bunch of ice beasts to be in there. Well, maybe ice beasts can show up randomly, but certainly, I mean, obviously we can see the ice cave is right here, but even before I saw that, there were too many of them for it to be like a coincidence. Our ice beasts should be stronger than those, I think, as a you know, a summoner with high spell power, we should be creating Ice Beasts with extra hit dice. On the other hand, like, we are seriously outnumbered. And I can't really fight them myself. Well, thank you, Mr. Wolf, for getting in here and distracting that Ice Beast. Let's make another Ice Beast. Okay. So we're going to have to rest a little, but that's fine, because we have, in fact, found the Ice Cave. We have plenty of time now. I don't think we got them all either. There should be, yeah, several Ice Beasts left. And we can just tab this stuff with a spear. Okay, looks like we... Oh, you got me, Crawl. Oh, right in the feels. It was a mimic, guys. Party's over. There's no Ice Cave. I do like portal mimics. They're fun. You know, it's frustrating when they happen, but I always get a laugh out of it. So, you know, we got some experience at least, right? We killed some Ice Beasts. That's nice. New kind of buckler, but honestly, like, a poison resistance is the best thing I could ask for, so I'm not going to take it. I don't know if I'll be using the Staff of Summoning, like, all game. I'm not really sure exactly what to do with it. Like, it looks like Snake. Even into the late game, I imagine it'll be nice to have more spell power on our summoning skills, for sure. But I will definitely not be attacking things with it. And am I going to be constantly swapping weapons to a spear? Maybe. Like, that's what I'm not really doing most of the time now, but I should train some stealth, actually. I don't know. Our stealth is fine. What am I even talking about? I don't need stabs, because I can't get stabs, really. And we're quite capable of avoiding fights we don't want, which is what stealth is for here. And I'm just sort of like tabbing just on the off chances that I make any difference at all to combat. Really, I don't. My summons have this well in hand. Yeah, so the stuff in Lair, we're low level, but we're doing just fine. We just had a little bit of... So that's sort of, I think, how a lot of playing a summoner is going to be, although it's been long enough since I played a summoner that I'm not sure I'm correct in this diagnosis. Is when you first enter an area, you're going to be too low level for it. Because you've been getting low experience from having all these summons. But once you've been there for just a little while, your experience penalty is less relevant because the stuff you're killing is so much higher level than you are. That you quickly sort of come up to speed, as it were. All right, this actually could be seriously dangerous. Yeah, I think we just run away from the Hydra. Where are the stairs? Down there or up there? Oh, he almost died. Wow. I'm gonna push my luck. Got him. So I'm not quite sure exactly how early I have to dip into a rune branch if I want to get a rune by level 15. But probably earlier than I normally do, even on a summoner. You know, alternatively, we could just dip into the rune branch at the usual time, but then like dive rather than clearing. But that makes me feel a little uncomfortable. I don't know. Maybe that's because I'm a wimp and summoners are actually great at diving because you can summon, whenever somebody notices you, you can summon a bunch of junk. I don't know. But okay, so I was planning to go into that ice cave, but I think that since there wasn't one, this is a fine place to end the video. We're halfway through the lair, and we should be able to finish up the lair next video. Thanks for watching.